I want to talk to you today about two of our top language learning gamers, and I hope if I share a little bit with you about their progress and their mentality, that will inspire you to come out and join us too. The first player is Air. Air is actually a friend of mine. She's someone I know pretty well, and she comes from mainland China, and she is a remarkably consistent individual. She basically said, whenever a game is coming up in my target language, put me in. And she's learning a lot of languages too. She's really talented with languages. She knows Mandarin, of course, is her native language. She knows English to a very high level, and she's also learning Spanish and French too. So this reminds me to say that if you happen to be learning several languages, and they are languages that we run the online gaming events for, then you stand to gain a lot of value very quickly by participating in what we do, because we have regular groups for Mandarin, Japanese, Spanish. Those are the core groups that repeat most often. So we have a session for those languages every month. So you could join potentially 2 Saturdays a month or 3 Saturdays a month if you're learning Mandarin, Spanish, Japanese, some combination of those. If you're only learning one of those languages, by contrast, maybe you can only come out to join us once a month. So I want to point out to people who are learning multiple languages, you could have a habit of joining us every Saturday in whatever target language it was, and that's going to get you, even better results, even more progress with the variety of your target languages. And the second player is Wendy. Now, Wendy is someone I had already noticed, I had already scoped out, was sort of obsessed with vocabulary like I am. Whenever she encountered a new word that she didn't know, that word would not escape her. She would analyze it. She would look at it from different sides. She would post about it on social media. She would talk about it with other people in conversation. She would make those connections. Like when I started to invite her to the games and she would learn new words through the game, she would say things like, oh, is this related to that word that I learned before? Oh, I think somebody told me about this concept or this place before. Is that what this is like here? And through this sort of triangulation of the different words, she drives them deeper into her memory. So she's like me. Whenever I encounter a new word, I have to look it up. I have to understand it. It's sort of like an obsessive compulsive disorder. But this is the kind of mind that I think more people should have more of. They should be obsessed about those words. They should be insanely curious to the point where, they've trained their mind to spy the new words and to desire to understand them and hold on to them. If you have that level of curiosity and interest, then language learning becomes less of a chore, less of a task, less of something you have to struggle against. So in 2023, we started these games in 2023, April of 2023, and it turned out that Air was our top player in that year. I think she joined maybe 10 or 12 games somewhere in there. We actually have a lot of top players who are right behind her, but she sort of eked out the win. And then in 2024, we took a couple months off in 2024. That's why you are just now seeing the leaderboard on the website. We're just now starting to have enough critical mass of games where we're starting to see the top players of 2024, even though we're already like halfway through 2024. The reason is because we took a couple months off because I have a newborn son. He was born in February, so we took February and March off. But in 2024, right now, it just happens to be that Wendy is in the lead by like 1 or 2 games. And Wendy has been the first one to appear on the leaderboard on the homepage, of languagecardgames.com. So here's how the leaderboard will function. If you attend 5 or more games, that's when you're going to appear on the leaderboard. And at the end of the year, whoever has attended the most games, they will win a free deck. I will send them a free professionally printed deck. That's what I already did for Air, and that's what I'm intending to do in this year as well. I think it's really fun. I want to do whatever I can to sort of gamify this process for you. And sometimes I don't really like that term to gamify, because for a lot of people nowadays, when they hear that word gamify, they think of the apps. They think of the streaks and the badges and the email reminders and the leaderboards and all that kind of gimmicky stuff. I see how it works, and personally I kind of like it. But what we are doing with our online gaming events here is much more than that, because you're actually meeting people and socializing with people. It's not just poking and swiping in an app by yourself alone in a bedroom. So it's not merely gamification, this term, what people think about when they normally think about gamification. It's not merely that, it's much more than that. We go deeper. We have longer conversations with people across the course of an hour, or an hour is the average time duration of our games. And again, we play every Saturday. So if you want to check out the upcoming schedule of games and sign up to play, head over to languagecardgames.com. And there's also a blog article that's stuck to the top of the blog right now. You can read into exactly what we're doing and how. But I've actually seen for some people that to read into the details of exactly what we're doing and to read into the game, it's maybe a little bit of an impediment to their progress. Some people, they want to know all the details of things before they start. And when they start to read into all the details of something, it's kind of like they're trying to find one little thing that they don't agree with or they don't like, and then they pull the plug and they don't even try. And I can see that that's probably how they act with a lot of things in their life, with a lot of things that they're trying to do, is they overanalyze, and so they don't even get started. Please realize that you're joining up with a group of positive, fun-loving individuals, and the game is just a vehicle. You don't need to worry too much about the game. You don't even need to know how to play the game, because we have hosts who walk the people through anything they need to know about the game. The host is going to help you with. And then you also don't need to know your language to a high level. A lot of people say that I don't feel ready. I don't feel like I'm at this level with my target language. We have beginners joining us all the time. The players help each other. We look stuff up. We have study guides. The goal is to learn. It's not just a proving ground where you can't look anything up, where you're totally on your own. No, it's not like that. We have a very supportive environment. Everybody comes up together. So I hope to see you in the next game, one of our next games soon. Remember that our core groups are Spanish, Mandarin, and Japanese. From time to time, other languages pop up, so be sure to come and check out the schedule, languagecardgames.com. We hope that we can make your language learning journey unforgettable. Bye-bye for now.